Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's status chat. It is April 24th, 2025. I am Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and let's get to it. If you like this content, please go to CallDelToSell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you when each Friday's blog has been uploaded. Thank you. Well, all right. Now, we've heard a lot of noise in recent days. We're hearing about how China, and tariff, and even Ron Paul, I guess it is getting his nose dirty, sticking it where it don't need to be, causing trouble, unknowns, turmoil. I'm just waiting for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to crawl up the side of my house, and not cross the streams. Anyway, I don't think things are that bad. I think things are going along pretty good. What do you say we look at our center panel? And here what I have before us is the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. And I'm going to go ahead and take myself out of the main screen so that we can then look at it. And this is the CES, the National Survey. We can look at this news release, but we're going to skip it today. Payroll employment rises by 228 in March. Unemployment rate changes little at 4.2%. But what I really want to look at is this chart here on the left, the 1 month. What do we see? We don't really see anything on the negative in the numbers of jobs rather, if you want to think about it in terms of jobs rather than people, because maybe people may have more than one job, but the jobs are not in the negative. The closest thing we have to the negative is mining and logging. Everything else pretty well much is at least positive, and we see the biggest gains, as we would expect, being in the non-farm and private industry. Service providing, we're not really making much, are we? So that's where all of our gains are. That's about all I'm going to do here. You will find this link to the BLS in your description of your status chat. Okay, let's look at this one here. We're going to look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Productivity decreases in 56 of 91. That's more than 50%. Manufacturing and mining industries in 24. Labor productivity decreased 52 of 86. Four-digit manufacturing industries in 4 of the 5 mining industries. Output fell 72 of the 91 manufacturing and mining industries, while hours worked rose 38 industries. So, as of just a few days ago, I believe yesterday was the 23rd, in 2024, 5.3% of families include an unemployed person, up from 4.8% in the previous year. Doesn't really speak to what this means exactly. We can look at it, but it basically is saying it's a slight increase in change. We got an economic news release, and we're going to look at the current employment situation here just a little bit, but you can see lots and lots of data. Families and unemployment in 2024. We're already in 2025. This is sort of year end. The number of families with at least one unemployed family member increased by 485,000 to 4.5 million. Well, this again is old news. It's brown bread, as we would call it. The news is dead. So that is old stuff. Let's see what we got today. Let's look at the ADP employment report. Now, this is a private company. It says that in March we put on 155,000. Private employers added 155,000 in March. Manufacturing delivered a stronger than average job gains for the second straight month. Construction hiring slowed. Natural resources and trade, transportation, and utilities lost jobs. So it still looks pretty good, but we see that we were having mining trim back on us, but manufacturing looks like it's delivering better than expected. Gains. Now, here we have our change in U.S. private employment. This is not in any particular industry. It's just all of it. You can see that we were pretty well much just on the mark. Maybe we might be down by about, 5 million jobs here. If we were to take the pre-pandemic kind of slope and take it up to about this line right here, we're probably around 140 at that point in time. But we've pretty well much come back up, and we're not really seeing anything dive off of the edge of the cliff. So that's looking pretty good. I think we got one more thing we want to look at down here by establishment size. If you've not seen this, we'll look at it right here. The small business and the pretty big businesses are the ones that put on the most jobs, from the very small entrepreneurs, 1 to 19, and the 500 or more, the big companies, the big cap. It's the mid-size is where we're not seeing quite as much growth. It's very interesting. I would be curious to know if we actually have people picking up second jobs or side hustles is the reason why this particular size has actually increased as much as it has, because it nearly competes with the super large big cap companies, the 500 plus employee people. Now let's look at the bad news. This we're not going to spend much time with, but this is from MBA, Mortgage Bankers Association. This is out. I'm looking at the website today. It talks about the MBA's weekly applications survey. We're looking at how many new loans we're getting for mortgages, comprehensive analysis of mortgage application activity. All right, let's just get down to the video, which we're not going to play. And we see the news in a nutshell. All right, total down week over week. Looks like we have 12.7%. Purchasing went down 7%. And refis went down 20%. So there you have it. I think overall we've got things going pretty good. Now, the one caveat I want to point out to is our employment is going good. We saw a good CPI just this last week, I believe it was. We're looking good on the employment front, and inflation is coming down. Those are two very, very good things. The bad thing that we want to not turn a blind eye to is we are headed into, in fact, we are at our third week in April. So that's like our biggest week, and yet we just see that our mortgage applications, which wouldn't necessarily be purchases today, they may be purchases at the end of May or even in June, halfway through June. But we do see that the application volume did decrease almost 13%. So that's not good news. So we got to keep our eye on the ball, not get too excited by any one thing coming at us at any given time. Now let's look at those numbers from last week. Hello, I'm Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, CallDelToSell. That's 1 L and Del, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. All right, last week, 4/17 of 25, we had 24,127 in the opportunities. That went up over the previous period. We had 4,687 in the under contract, still showing that decrease just a little bit. And the integer ratio between those two decreased to 19%. This week, 4/24/25, we see 24,598, which is an increase over the previous period. We see 47.25 in the under contracts, still showing that also increased. The ratio, however, decreased to 18%. That's this week. So we appreciate you watching. We'll see you next week.